Sylvia, so now to you. Do you want to just before maybe introduce yourself again? Sorry for those who joined a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm Sylvia, and I am a holistic practitioner, mainly working with the body and also energetically. So I offer Jigad and Reiki, silent counseling. Silent counseling is energy. It's an energy modality as well. So we work with the energy meridians and kinesiology, the muscle testing. I offer laughter yoga, which is a brilliant stress release. And my most favorite one is TRE, tension and trauma releasing exercises. And today I want to, give you a few, hacks or ideas and suggestions how you can combat stress in daily life. And as Safar said, I want it to be a really interactive session. So I invite you to join in and really test the things I'm suggesting, because we all know the proof is in the pudding, right? So first of all, and I'm sure many of you know that or have experienced that, stress is not just in our mind. When our minds are going crazy and round and being really busy and hectic, stress is in the body, most importantly. And then you probably also realized when you're really stressed, you build up the tension in your body and might have neck, shoulder, or back pain. You might have headaches, mainly tension headaches or migraines. And that just shows that, stress is in the body. We are holding everything together and we are teeth grinding. Yeah, we have like a really tight jaw, for instance, or we even have that in our language. We feel like we are carrying the whole weight, the weight of the whole world on our shoulders, and have shoulder and back pain. And so that's where I'm coming from with, we need to work with the body in order to help the pain. And once the body has de-stressed, we can also at the same time down-regulate an overly active nervous system. And just very briefly, I mean, our bodies are so amazing because the way we were designed is just the body, when we are stressed and the body releases all these stress hormones, this gives us, or gave us in the old days when we are out hunting and gathering, gave us the strength and the energy to fight the wild beast or to run away. Beautiful design of our bodies. Nowadays, obviously, we don't run away anymore. We have an argument maybe with the client or the boss or, I don't know, our partner, and then nobody's running away. So we never continue and finish the stress cycle our bodies and our systems have started. But we can do that retrospectively with a few modalities and mainly also in the situation. So the first exercise I want to introduce, and you can do that, I believe, in any situation, even if you're in a meeting or on the phone. And I invite you to really try it out and join in. So breathing, but nothing complicated and nothing where you need to count. Just you breathe in a normal way, ideally through your nose. And then you breathe out and make the out breath a little bit longer. Again, nothing complicated, not counting, just in a very natural way. So if you want to try that, you breathe in through your nose. And then you breathe out and make the out breath really long, and not really long, but longer than the in breath. And if you do that a few times, nobody will notice that when you are in a meeting. Has anybody done that, tried that, played along? Alfredo?
Yeah, I've done that. I was going to say very quickly, Sylvia, that I use that a lot in sport, where when you by breathing, especially through the nose, that you can help calm your vagus nerve and your parasympathetic nervous system. It's a real amazing science behind that.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. Yeah, you calm the nervous system. And as I said, nobody needs to know it. because you can do that in a meeting, you can do it wherever. Another way, which I think is even stronger, is when you inhale through your left nostril. So you
Yeah.
simply block the right one. And again, I'm sure you can do that in a meeting. Try that. You block the right nostril, just breathe normally, which means you're breathing through the left one. Calming. Activating the parasympathetic nervous system, as in the rest and digest, and really calming your system. So that might be something you want to take away and just try the next time you're super stressed. I've got another. Sorry?
It's excellent because when you do that and you become conscious of your breathing,
Yes,
you are being brought into the here and now.
absolutely. 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 That's the next one I want to do. But there's another one. There's a collarbone breathing, which is a bit longer and maybe a bit more, well, it's complicated when you learn it, but generally it's 4 points or 2 points on your body, few hand positions and some breathing. But I can give you the link where I explain it. I don't know if we've got enough time because I want to do a few other things as well, and then there might be more contributions from yourself. So I don't want to just focus on breathing. But Alfredo, you are absolutely right. It brings us into the here and now, and this is really all we need to worry at any one point. Yeah, we are here. We don't know if we get a future anywhere. We don't know what will happen or if the building collapses, but just being here. And this is where grounding comes in. I don't know if any of you use any grounding exercises. Again, maybe in a stressful environment, maybe it's as part of your, well, toolkit, whatever you do to keep yourself in a good place. Anybody for grounding?
I guess I just use breathing for grounding, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I just use that a lot of the time. Yeah.
Mhm. What about you, Hanan and Alfredo? What are your grounding, or Sharon?
I use the breathing exercise.
Mhm.
I just close my eyes.
Mhm.
It helps me to go inside.
Mhm.
And tapping.
What was the last bit?
Tapping, EFT, emotional.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like you tap on your face,
Yes,
around your eyes,
exactly.
or under the collarbones. And this actually really helps because, as you mentioned, that the stress is in the body.
Yes,
So you are working with the body. It helps.
yes.
And there is a technique that I like very much. I didn't need to use it, but I recommend it every time to people who have some attacks or
Mhm.
they feel really stressed
Mhm.
on the floor, and to remind themselves by pushing on the floor that I am here and now.
Oh, wow.
So this helps a lot.
Okay.
Yes, and I use different techniques. One of them is becoming fully aware of all the noises that
Yes,
are in your surroundings.
yes.
Another one is seeing like if I were seeing a movie screen, and also accompany with breathing.
Mhm.
And the third one is let every thought go by.
Mhm. Cool. Sharon, did you want to say anything? You had a suggestion?
Hi, sorry about earlier. I'm just trying to navigate my phone with the Zoom and the everything. It's a little challenging for me on the phone.
And the time
So I
change,
used,
Sharon. There's been a time change.
yeah, I knew about the time change, but I was
Okay.
in another meeting and ran over a little bit. So I was in the car and I couldn't get
Okay.
I was trying to unmute myself and you were all going, can I speak? I could not figure out how to unmute myself. Anyway, now I'm on the computer. Yes, I use tapping. I use visualization, a lot of visualization of being at the beach, which is my happy place, but then also the grounding of, and what I do with my clients is to basically the body scan, like so doing, and then also the root chakra, sending the roots deeply into the ground.
Mhm.
or being barefoot on the ground or the grass or whatever. So those are some of the techniques that I use. But tapping a lot too. I love tapping.
I mean, tapping is something you need to know or learn or pick up. I want to give you a really easy one, which you can try right now. You can do it in 3 parts or in 5 parts. So if we do it in 5 parts, you have a good look around the room and look for 5 items you can consciously see. And you might want to do that now. Whatever it is, just name them like internally and say, oh yeah, I see this. 5 items. Am I still looking around? Then the next one, I'm assuming we have 5. The next one is just feel 4 different textures and just, establish for yourself, what is it? So my silky scarf is really, silky and smooth. My cardigan is more a bit like woolly and slightly itchy or scratchy. The wooden floor, or here the chair, just explore as if you've never touched any of these surfaces before, and just feel and explore and experiment. And again, it's about being in the moment, concentrating on your senses and really taking the time. And once you found these 4, and you might have guessed it, we are now exploring what we can hear. 3 different sounds you can hear, and also just group them. Which one is the sound closest to you? Which one is about mid-range? And which one's farthest away? Okay. And then you can do all 5, or you can do bits depending on where you are and how you feel and how much you need. But the next one would be, are there still any flavors, any tastes lingering in your mouth? And can you taste anything? Maybe you had a cup of coffee earlier on. Maybe you had, sorry, I'm ahead of myself. 2 you can smell was the next one. The taste is the last one. So are there 2 scents you can smell? So maybe your, here again, clothing, your perfume, the room. Are there any scents you can smell? That would be the next one. Exactly. And the last one is about the taste. So what can you taste? Maybe the coffee you had earlier on. Maybe, I don't know, the garlic bread you had for lunch, but maybe there is nothing. Maybe you can't taste anything. This is fine as well. Totally fine. The point is that you're exploring and that you are really concentrating on the sensation and on the, Sunny's fasting. Well, maybe there was some toothpaste from this morning or whatever it was. Yeah. But it's about, as Alfredo said, it's about being in the moment and really, not worrying what's happening later on until you've left this meeting or the current situation, not happened, and being annoyed about what happened yesterday. It's like just being here, and exploring your environment and feeling and seeing and listening to different things. So that's another one you might want to take away into your daily life. And then there's an awful lot of moving on, which you can do with your voice. So whether you are singing or humming or chanting. I mean, obviously, you can't do these in a meeting when you are like I don't know, annoyed or nervous before you are talking and meeting. But these are, maybe you want to start your day humming, or I was cycling this morning and I was humming on my way to the meeting while I was cycling. Nobody heard me. I mean, I think, and otherwise I don't care. But it was calming me down. It was putting me in a good mood. And again, it's about the vagus nerve stimulation. Vagus nerve is the longest nerve that wanders through our body, connects every organ, and is also, puts us and helps us to get into the parasympathetic state, as in being calm. Finding, calmness, stillness within ourselves. So again, you might want to keep the voice activities, humming, chanting, even singing in mind. Beautiful when you're, in your cars as well, because nobody can hear you. Talking about brushing your teeth, gargling is also very good. Gargling is also activating the vagus nerve. So you start in the morning, brush your teeth, and then in the end, like, let's just gargle a little bit and activate your stress response, and putting yourself, rather than getting up in the morning being like already like on, ooh, I'm buzzing, it's so much to do, and my diary is full. No, you start and put yourself in a parasympathetic way of let's start on a good mood, on a good note, in a calming way. Many people also say, and I can't remember who said that, walking, being out in nature, barefoot on the ground. These are all things, again, you can't do that in the actual situation, maybe when you are in an office or in a meeting. But if you work from home and you say, do you know what? I just want to go in the garden or in the park, and maybe you want even better if you take your shoes off and really ground. And notice the connection to the earth. Maybe you want to imagine, oh yeah, I'm growing roots and I'm really helped by the earth and supported and connected with the earth. And it's just it's the energy and in nature, and when you're by the sea, the positive or negative ions, which help you to really, again, chill, calm, and have this stress release. Here we are. That's the next one. Connecting with your cat. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you, pet or hug an animal, your children, your partner. If you're totally on your own, you can self-hug. Don't know if anybody heard of the Havening technique, where you kind of calmly go, you need to see that, you kind of stroke down your arms. I'm not trained as a Havening practitioner, but if that's of interest, check that out on...
Sylvia, are you sharing your slides or something?
I don't have slides. I just give you the ideas, and later on I'll give you something which you can
That's fine.
download. But
That's
I wanted you to join in and wanted it more interactive rather than giving you
That's fine.
slides. Talking about being interactive, laughter is another good one. I mean, you've probably heard that laughter is the best medicine, right?
Yeah.
Again, the proof is in the pudding. I'm a laughter yoga leader, so I see that all the time. And I really want to invite you to join in when we do some laughter yoga exercises. Safar, you've got a big grin on your face, and we were talking about it earlier on. Can people do that if they join from a coffee shop? I was trying to find out and establish your backgrounds. I don't think anybody's in a coffee shop. And if so, it would be wonderful to start laughing and see the ripple effect. Is anybody in a coffee shop? I don't really see your background.
No, I'm at home actually.
Okay. So if you're up for it, I invite you to stand up, because that's where we get even more energy. And then to start kind of slowly, and we need to get into things. Get really closely to your camera and say hello to the people, but just by smiling. Sure, exactly. Smiling, I always want to check if people have potential. Exactly.
Hello.
And yes, if they can smile, they have potential to laugh. Wonderful. And then very important thing in laughter yoga is clapping. So we clap palm to palm and we clap very rhythmically. So watch me and join in. Oh, oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh, oh, ha, ha, ha. And feel free to unmute yourself. And then we also do some stretching. You stretch.
Hold on, Sylvia. I think Louis is cheating. Louis and Linto. Are you standing?
But I can't see my camera when I'm standing.
Yeah, me
You
neither.
can do it seated. It's just more
Just
energy
stare at
when you're
Lewis's belly.
standing. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, so when you take your arms up, you take a deep breath in, ideally through your nose. And when you take your arms down, you take a deep breath out. So, and then I guide you through a scenario because we just want to laugh. In laughter yoga, we laugh for no reason whatsoever. We are not waiting for the joke. We are not waiting for a funny situation. We just go for it. Laugh like nobody is watching, I always say. Sanjana, join. But Hanan, you need to unmute yourself so we can.
Yeah. I think Hanan's just pretending. There wasn't any sound coming out of Hanan's mouth there.
And it doesn't matter if you pretend to laugh, if you fake it, or if you laugh wholeheartedly. Your brain doesn't see the difference. And at one stage, you just join in and laugh and don't care what other people are thinking. So, Anna, can you give us your best laugh again?
I wasn't pretending, Sunny.
Thanks.
I did it within a yoga course. So the guy, we had really sessions every Monday, laughing for 5 minutes in different positions, and it was really good. I had, I started to laugh with them, and it worked.
Yeah. I get the giggles all the time.
Even if you're not in the mood, if you put a pencil or a pen, your body will start changing. You can induce
That's true.
that. Yeah. Mhm.
That's really true, Alfredo. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Do you all believe me and Anand in saying you feel better, or do you want to check it out for yourselves?
I know it as a fact.
Okay, that's it. Nobody wants to properly laugh.
Go on, Hanan, you do it.
I
No,
did
no,
it.
no, I'm not
So we
doing
all
it.
do it at the same time and mute ourselves.
I need participation.
Mark.
Let's unmute ourselves and laugh at the same time.
Right, go on, Safa. Go on, do the countdown,
But
Safa.
I'm not forcing anybody. If you're like, okay, I know the theory, fine. I mean, again, it's nothing you can do in a meeting. Well, you can do, but people might think you're nuts. But in your car, when you have a shower, when you are at home on your own, why don't you laugh? I mean, a laughter yoga colleague of mine, when she has a telemarketer on the phone, rather than rudely putting down the phone, she just starts laughing. Often they put the phone down themselves, or they just join in. I mean, it's contagious. Yeah. But again, when we are laughing, we are engaging the parasympathetic nervous system. So we are releasing feel-good hormones. We make ourselves feel better. And it's either one or the other. So when we do that, we can't be stressed. Yeah, it's either the parasympathetic or the sympathetic nervous system where you're like, oh, really depleted and in a bad state. But even if you, as I said before, even if you pretend you're laughing, one day your brain is, yeah, she's funny, that must be good. So give it a try. Safa, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I have a question. Actually, a couple of days ago, my kids were like, when I am on the phone, I sort of like laugh hard. And so I was like wondering, they were asking why I was faking it, basically. So I'm wondering, is it a way for me to release stress, or am I actually nervous because I'm like laughing hard that my kids didn't even recognize that it was me.
Or you just have more fun on your calls than you do with your kids, I find.
Yeah, probably, especially
Which is probably the reality.
when
How did your kids know you or questioning if you were faking it?
They
I
probably
don't
never.
know, because it's louder than when I would usually laugh with them. You know, because on the phone also we speak generally louder than
Louder,
when
yes.
Yeah.
you have a person in front of you.
Yes,
So
yes.
that got me thinking whether I was actually faking it or it was actually doing me good, or am I being like nervous and needing.
Yeah. I mean, all of the above. I mean, you might have faked it, which is fine, but as we said, your brain doesn't know the difference. And maybe at one stage you were like not faking it anymore, but really laughing wholeheartedly. But it certainly puts you in a good mood. I mean, when I do laughter yoga classes, I always let people check in before the class. Where are they on a scale from 0 to 10, mood-wise? And after the class, they generally have kind of at least 3 numbers. They are 3 numbers higher because it puts you in it. It's this childlike, joyful, who cares? I'm just laughing like nobody's watching. Yeah, you know the expression, you dance like nobody's watching. Well, this is laughing like nobody's watching. And it definitely is a release. I see that in my therapeutic work as well. So when I teach TAE and people are, well, shaking, I'll show you later what it's like. And then people are laughing. It's beautiful because it's a diaphragm release. Yeah, all the tension you're holding in your diaphragm, you release it when you're laughing. So beautiful, beautiful. So in your case, Safa, I'm sure it could be depending on the situation, all of the above. But it's certainly, and it's also this when you're stressed, you might be more likely to laugh. Yeah, because you're like your body is trying to help you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Another suggestion is cold water. And you don't need to do the Wim Hof, I'm jumping into the whatever, the ice bath. Just getting some cold water splashed on your eyes, on your forehead, maybe getting an ice pack on the side of your neck. Again, it's calming, it's stimulating your nervous system. Sharon, you were nodding. Do you have experience? Do you do that? We don't hear you.
I do cold water, but I also put my wrists under cold water.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just running cold water on my wrists, kind of
Yes.
just.
Exactly. But face is more because it's obviously it's more sensitive when you have the.
I don't always want my makeup to be ruined.
Okay. Ice cubes might work better, but yeah. And then obviously movement. I mean, this is my big mantra when I work. I mean, obviously somatically, movement, even if it's dancing around the kitchen, or you're jogging, or you're walking a little bit faster, or you're not looking for the parking space right next to the entrance, but maybe somewhere where you walk another 3 minutes and in order to get there, and maybe walk a bit faster, because again, what I said early on, completing the stress cycle and movement helps you to burn off the stress hormones. Yeah. Movement in my world heals all wounds. So you walk, you take the stairs rather than the lift, and yeah, get a little bit of movement in your body. And what my main and absolute favorite modality is TAE, is literally shaking things off. And this is not weird in any way or new agey or yeah, new agey. What's the other? Can't have the word, but it's what we do in TAE when we shake. It's the shaking, like every mammal releases high stress. So for you who have dogs, you might have noticed when your dog is stressed, they start to shake. And that goes really, really quickly. and then they are done with it, and then life is good again. And every mammal is genetically stress in such a way. But in our very clever 21st century world, where we are mainly up here, we are like, oh, no, 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 you can't do that. I mean, the brain overrides the body very, very subconsciously. Yeah, again, you're super stressed, or you have an argument with somebody, and maybe you feel like, oh, you're so angry, I want to shake. And your body, your brain is like, don't be ridiculous. This is not on. You are not showing vulnerability. You are not making yourself kind of, vulnerable. Only in very, very extreme circumstances. And maybe you've experienced it yourself after an accident. People leave their car, knees are really wobbly. Maybe before public speaking, hands are trembling. Many women after childbirth, they go through postpartum shivers, which is not because they are cold, like many midwives think. No, it's their bodies helping them to complete the stress cycle. And it doesn't have to be a super traumatic birth. Just the normal childbirth has put your body, or the woman's body, under so much stress that the most natural reaction is to allow the body to shake it off. And if you only take one thing from my talk today, and if you're like, well, I don't need all these exercises, but next time you see somebody who is in deep distress and they are shaking, don't do that, what I suppose the majority of people, and I've seen and heard it so many times, and I would have done that in the past as well, because that's just the normal way we do. We go to the person and say, calm down, it's not that bad, you'll be fine. That's the worst thing you can do. If you hold the space for this person and tell them, this is your body supporting you through the shakes, to release the stress, to help you to get through this situation much better. You've done a much better job than saying, oh, calm down, you are fine. It's just in our society, shaking is something, well, which has all the negative connotations. Yeah, you either have lost control, or you have an illness, or you have an epileptic fit, or whatever it is. It's all negative, but it really is our body helping us to complete the stress cycle and to release the stress hormones. And
is there an effective way of practicing shaking? Or can you demonstrate?
I want to show you how that goes, or what it looks like. Is there an effective way? Many people say to me, I don't need to practice TAE, or I don't need to practice that because I shake when I dance wildly in the kitchen. And I say, this is a start, because movement heals all wounds, but it's not TAE. When you shake and you dance, or you jog, or you box, or you do whatever, you do it really consciously. Yeah, you say, oh, I'm moving my arms in this way, and then I go this way, and then I punch the other person when I'm boxing. You're up here. In TAE, the shakes are neurogenic, and they are involuntary. So your body shakes in a way your body wants to shake. The only way you can control it is to stop it. And I show you what it looks like and what I teach my clients. Oh, fabulous. I can share the screen. So you have, so this is me practicing TAE. And again, this is my way of it. Any of you who might do it, it might look differently, but this is me. So we go in the butterfly position. You can see I've got my feet sole to sole. Maybe I should start from the beginning. Oh, that wasn't the beginning even. Yeah. So I am in butterfly, have my feet sole to sole, my knees fall out to either side. And then I bring them slightly towards each other, and at one stage I'm shaking. And depending on my foot position, you can see now the shake is more, it's just a very short video. But you can see when I go out of the butterfly, how the shaking moves more from like along my body rather than from left to right. Yeah, this is what I teach, and that is the most innate stress and tension release tool, and a fabulous way to prevent burnout and to get rid of aches and pains you might have accumulated. Remember at the beginning I said when we are stressed, we tense up, and then you start with neck tension, back pain, tension headaches, migraines, whatever it is. So yeah, so this is my wee introduction, and hopefully you will remember one or two of these suggestions.
I mean, I do shaking, but standing. Does it make a difference?
You can shake standing or sitting or lying. The most important difference is, do you do it consciously, or does your body do it involuntarily?
I was taught to make sure to like all the body is moving like a marmalade, like a jam, so that it's
Okay.
actually very loose.
Okay.
So that the bone is separate from the flesh kind of thing, you know?
Okay.
So I have to be a little bit conscious about how I'm doing it. Otherwise, I'll be just dancing and not shaking.
Okay. But when you're conscious and when you tell your body, I want to do it in this way, as I said, it's a start, and it certainly helps you. I mean, you see the benefits,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's not
Sylvia, may I
yearly.
contribute? Mhm.
Clay?
Sylvia, yeah, I'd just like to say that, you and I have talked about TRE, and I've experienced it,
Oh, yes.
and it's so much more than standing up and shaking. It's the involuntary
Yes.
movement of the knees that's activating the psoas muscle.
Yes.
And I'm really glad that you're doing the work that you're doing, because it is tremendous. And the TRE exercise is wonderful.
Yes. That's why I called it tremendous TRE.
Yeah.
Thank you, Clay.
Big
Thank
Louis and Alfredo, please.
Yeah. I'm always interested in causes rather than symptoms. I mean, obviously, you're talking about things when people have got stressed, which is kind of like after the event, and you're trying to get out of that situation. Do you have also in your training ways to recognize your stress patterns, recognize how you get stressed, and how you can put yourself in a state where you are much less likely to get stressed in any situation? I know there are certain physical situations which are difficult to control, but most of it is mind stuff. So I'm wondering if you have, if you like, preventative measures that prevent the causes of it.
Well, first of all, we live in the 21st century. I don't know if there's much to prevent. I mean, you switch on the news and you are like on high alert, and you're stressed by whatever is happening in the world. But it's not, I don't think the majority is mind-based. Yes, it's about attitude and maybe not dwelling on the news or consuming too much news, but it's also body-based. So when you go out and go for a run, when you go out in nature and put your feet barefoot in the ground, when you hug your child, your partner, or your pet, this is body-based. This is not necessarily head-based. So you can obviously incorporate all these exercises into your daily lives and into your routines, and then have this good, well, bring your stress threshold a little bit higher up. yeah, rather than exploding at the smallest incident. You're like, okay, now I'm more resilient, and now I can take more, and I'm not reacting in the way I maybe used to be. But I always think it's the mind as well as the body. And talking about that, I prepared, wait a minute, because with Safar, we were talking about anxiety earlier on. And when she said in Paris, so many people, wait a minute. So I have this, just yesterday, I wrote the blog post on when the world feels overwhelming and what to do. And it's combining some suggestions by psychologists, which are up here, with my technique or my offer of working with the body, shaking it off. Because even Bessel van der Kolk, I don't know if anybody of you read the book, The Body Keeps the Score. Super bestseller. Bessel van der Kolk is a psychotherapist. And he said in a lecture, and I'll never forget that, he said, nobody ever talked you into anxiety. Why do you think you can talk yourself out of it? We need to bring the body into the equation. And I'm not saying the body's best. No, it's one unit. But we tend to work here. And I mean, I was exactly the same. I saw psychologists, I saw CBT practitioners, I worked as a counselor. I trained as a counselor. I didn't finish it, but I trained as a counselor because I wanted to, help people and make the world a better place. It never had crossed my mind to bring the body into the equation. And when I then trained in TAE, my goodness, that was an eye-opener. Yeah, because our bodies are so much more clever than we give them credit for.
Yes, in reality, what you are saying is that our subconscious mind will always try to express itself, either through anxiety, sickness, or whatever way.
Yes.
And I love what you said about shaking. I've done workshops after extreme traumatic events where we lead people to do tantrum or stomping. And that's really liberating for people with stress. And you are trying to avoid trauma from thinking in that sense. And your body is an extraordinary tool to let it go in reality.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can avoid trauma. I mean, shit happens, to say it bluntly. But the trauma symptoms so many of us carry, you can find release. And ideally by bringing your body into the equation.
Yes.
Yeah. But then also not overdoing it, because I know many people who do this, I don't know, there's this breathing, which is really like wild breathing. The name escaped me.
Holotropic breath work.
That's exactly it.
I've done it, yes.
If that's too much for your system, it can re-traumatize people.
Yes.
Yeah. So
you need to be contained. You need to be contained and,
yes,
and not do it by yourself.
Absolutely.
What kind of breathing is that? Say that one.
Holotropic.
Holotropic breath work.
What does it do?
It's really like really wild and really uncontained. You're right, Alfredo. And it really, I mean, it can be a shock to your system. And as I said, can re-traumatize people. I mean, TAE can also re-traumatize people if you do it too much, too quickly.
So what do you think of EMDR, like eye movement desensitization and reprocessing? Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I haven't tried it myself, but I know that's one of the modalities which has, I'm not sure if it has the most research, but it's definitely one of the most recognized ones. Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't TRE
All right, Mark has his hand up. for a minute now.
Mark is so polite, isn't he? We were just speaking over everyone.
So Sylvia, I apologize that I was late today. The time change in the US messed me up. I didn't up my calendar update, so I apologize. I have a real specific problem in terms of romantic relationships where if I have a question, I become obsessively compulsive until that question gets answered. It is very annoying to me and to the person. I missed a lot of how you began, but would shaking and the stuff you talked about help when I feel that? Have you tried it in those instances?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that in the situation, but what TAE does preventatively as well as retrospectively, it works on regulating your nervous system. So if you are like, I need to get that and I need to and really in this like, yeah, rub it in the head like light situation, TAE can help you over time. I mean, not with one session, but that's the beauty of TAE. I teach people, I don't treat people. I teach people and then they have a tool. And then over time, and you practice for weeks, for months until the end of your life, you will bring your nervous system baseline down and you end up on a much healthier baseline where you're not this, I need to get that now and I need to sort it out and I need to know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Is there something that instantly, because in the moment I'm like nervous, I'm kind of like just really hyped up. I can't sleep. I can't until that question gets answered. Is there something that I can do right then in that moment that would just calm me down so I can have more patience?
The exercises I suggested earlier on, you can do breath work.
I'll send you the replay, Mark.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have here, I put that in the chat as well, these 5 suggestions to de-stress. Plus the one we didn't do is the collarbone breathing. So if you want to check them out, they're in the chat as well. But yes, you can do that in the situation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Clay, I had to interrupt you earlier, but continue.
That's quite all right. TRE, from what I understand, is used quite often with soldiers with PTSD.
Yeah.
And what I also understand is it's not tied to a particular event or a particular trauma. It's not what the trauma is, it's that we're traumatized. And it addresses that. So we don't have to know the source of the trauma. Is that correct?
Yes, we don't have to know because we don't verbalize anything.
Right.
Yeah, it's just working with the body. And the origins of TAE lie in David Berceli, who created it. He worked a lot in war zones and worked with hugely traumatized populations after a war, after a natural catastrophe, and helped them overcome the trauma and the trauma symptoms. And when he returned to the US, where he's based, he worked a lot with war veterans who presented with PTSD, absolutely. But I and many of my colleagues, we want to bring TAE out of this kind of big T trauma and big, like you don't have to be hugely traumatized. I mean, I helped myself with my lower back pain. And I don't think this lower back pain was huge trauma. But it was tension I was holding in my body. Why I was holding so much tension, I don't know. It was during lockdown. Maybe I was more scared or more worried than I would have admitted to myself. But I work with many people who have MUS, medically unexplained symptoms, where the doctor checks them and is like, well, nothing is wrong with you. Yeah, thankfully, nothing is physically wrong with you. Nothing was physically wrong with my back. But the mind-body connection, made me feel back pain. And that's what TA can help with. Many people I work with have a late ADHD diagnosis and realize, oh my God, I can empty my brain by working with my nervous system, by shaking. it off literally. I mean, there are many reasons.
Sylvia, we're coming to an end of the session already.
Yes, sure.
Time. Do you have last words to conclude the
Yeah, just to finish that, I mean, it doesn't have to be big T trauma and it doesn't have to be PTSD. Yeah, it's anybody who wants to control or be in charge of their own health. This is something they might want to look into it. And I hope some of my suggestions were helpful and you will integrate one or two into your daily lives in order to feel slightly
calmer. And yeah. Thank you so much, Sylvia, for the workshop today. Please check out the tools that Sylvia shared in the chat and her blog post. Feel free to connect with one another. Thank you all for participating. Again, thank you, Sarah, for your forward.
Sarah, yeah, that was great.
Earlier in this session. See you next week, same time. So it's 5 p.m. CET. I don't know about other time zones. I will have to check the time, but I suppose it's 11 Texas time and 9 a.m. California time. And then New York, that must be like what, 12?
Noon.
Right. Okay, got it now. I'll make sure that's corrected in the future communication. Thank you all for your participation. See you next week, same time, same link. Have a nice one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, you all.
Bye.